Episode 30 Diamond Planet Zephiria. The seashell spacecraft cruises in the large Magellanic Cloud. We found a young planet that looks crystal clear and shiny. The conditions are good. Let's call it Zephiria. The Huan reported. Start the autopilot and drive the spacecraft over. LaoDi Guang instructed. This planet is really special. The clouds look particularly thick and heavy. The entire cloud layer is like a black lake with countless shining stars. And then Songzu said, the spacecraft entered the orbit around the planet. LaoDi Guang operated the spacecraft, gradually lowering its altitude and passing over the ground at low altitude. Outside the spacecraft, black snowflakes with sparkling lights were flying. The results of sampling and analysis show that the snow falling from the sky is graphite mixed with diamonds. The Huan reported it. Not only diamond snow, but also diamond hail. Look, some diamond hail is as big as ping-pong balls. And then Songzu said, the spacecraft passed through the heavy clouds, came to a place with clear weather, and landed on the plain. Zephiria is a unique planet. Its core is a steel furnace, surrounded by a mantle of silicon carbide and titanium carbide. On the surface is a vast expanse of graphite. The towering mountains are not formed by rocks but diamonds, gushing out from the interior of Zephiria, presenting a spectacular geological relic. Let's go down and see the diamonds on the surface. MUIE Guamu said. The three people put on their spacesuits, and MUIE Guamu also brought a large sack. They got off the spacecraft and stepped onto this alien plane. The plane is like a vast snowfield, but the snow is graphite mixed with diamond particles. Every step they take, sparkling carbon dust will be raised under their feet. And then Songzu picked up the snow of graphite mixed with diamond particles in his hands, raised it and me, and watched the sparkling snowflakes fall. We touched the planetary snow of the large Magellanic Cloud with our own hands. This feeling is really amazing, LaoDi Guang said. MUIE Guang lay flat on the snow and rolled on it, soft, silky, and smooth. This is so much like the snow in my hometown. Look, that's the mountain of diamonds. And then Songzu said, not far away, a mountain ridge towered into the clouds. And MUIE Guang ran to the bottom of the cliff first. The rocks on the mountain are black graphite, white silicon carbide, and shiny large diamonds. MUIE Guang selected a few beautiful, large diamonds as big as footballs and put them in a sack. I'll take these back for you as a souvenir, he said. You are now the richest people in the world. The three people dragged the sack back to the spacecraft. The spacecraft will stop here, open the hatch, and let the passengers go down to investigate, said MUIE Guang. The slope here is gentle enough for easy access, but far enough away from the potential dangers of the mountains. LaoDi Guang introduced in the broadcast. This is a carbon planet, also called a diamond planet. The main component of the crust is graphite. Below, there may be a diamond layer several kilometers thick. The mountain not far away was formed by a volcanic eruption. It is a mountain mixed with diamond and silicon carbide. The passengers who couldn't wait any longer put on their spacesuits, took their packages, and walked off the spacecraft under the leadership of MUIE Guang. They explored the surface of Zephiria, and scientists collected samples of graphite, silicon carbide and diamonds, marveling at the crystal structure that does not exist on Earth. Diamond Mountain remains elusive. Every attempt to climb to the top of the mountain failed because of a sudden graphite or an unexpected silicon carbide structure blocking their way. It's as if Zephiria itself is guarding its precious diamonds and is unwilling to give them up easily. Although diamonds are everywhere in the snow and exposed rocks of the mountains, scientists hope to find samples of diamonds fresh from the ground in the mountains. Instead of trying to reach those mountains directly, why not find a way to trigger a volcanic eruption? Then the diamonds will come to us, said Makanio. And Songzu's eyes widened. 緑地から海沿いのビーチまで続く公園があります。物語はここで起こります。Risky, but it might work. If we can pinpoint an active volcano and calculate its eruption pattern, the scientists praised the idea. It's worth a try. We need to study the seismic activity in Zephiria, and any unsongs used sensors to detect subtle changes in the mantle. Finally, they found a volcano named after Mount Fuji on Earth. Mount Fuji towered before them, a huge cone of graphite and silicon carbide that stretched kilometers into the sky. Its crater bubbled with molten carbon, indicating diamonds that have yet to be born. The seashell hovered in the air, and the people watched from behind the protective shield as Fuji's crater turned violently. MUI Guangwu operated the main gun and fired a small hydrogen bomb into the crater. With a deafening roar, volcano erupted. A column of molten carbon shot into the sky, carrying glittering diamonds like tears from Zephiria's heart. The ground shook, and waves of graphite and silicon carbide poured down the hillside. The eruption subsided. A cloud of diamond dust suspended in the air, then fell to the surface of Zephiria like freshly fallen snow. People gazed in awe at the ever-changing landscape. The LaoDi operated the spacecraft to land on a nearby plain. In front of the people was a mountain of diamonds, mixed with silicon carbide, towering into the sky. Scientists approached cautiously and carefully collected samples. These were not just gems, but remnants of Zephiria's fiery heart, born under unimaginable pressures and temperatures on the planet. Each one told a story of the formation of the universe, of carbon atoms binding together under tremendous pressure to form crystals stronger than any steel. As the scientists worked, Hitachi's communicator suddenly began to chime. This is an Enian Sangzu. We've detected unusual seismic activity. What kind of activity? Makino Mitsuru asked. Unclear. And Enian Sangzu replied. The eruption of Mount Fuji seems to have triggered something deep under the surface. It's unlike anything we've seen before. Suddenly, the ground shook again, more violently than before. Alarms rang in their helmets as another volcano began to erupt nearby, sending shockwaves through Zephiria's mantle. Diamonds! And Enion shouted, pointing to the mountain they had just climbed. It began to collapse, and diamonds and silicon carbide poured down the slopes like an avalanche. The men retreated to the ship and watched as chunks of diamond smashed around the ship. And when the shaking finally subsided, the giant mountain disappeared, swallowed up by another eruption. Only a huge crater filled with a lake of molten carbon remained. Zephiria is angry, Makino Mitsuru said, looking at the scene in front of him. And Enion Sangzu looked at the crater. We have only touched the surface, she said softly. There is more to be discovered here. Makino Mitsuru nodded. Zephiria has been here for billions of years. It will be here next time we come back. Beneath its graphite plains and diamond mountains, life is active again, preparing for another cycle of creation and destruction. And Enion Sangzu said, people stepped on the diamond snow and ran towards the diamond mountain. When they returned, everyone was smiling and brought back a lot of diamonds. Da Huanqian, thank you for bringing us here. But there is nothing here except graphite and diamond. No water, and no signs of life at all. The LaoDi said, please, help us find a planet that is not so pure. Da Huanqia understands. The spacecraft took off, leaving the diamond planet and entering the dark space.